Good morning, fellas. It's Saturday, quarter after 10, and we're about 90 degrees in the garage, and it's going to get up to, I think, 111 today. So you could probably say it's going to be a hot John Kerry date today. Somebody asked why we say John Kerry, and John Kerry is a guy in Northern California doing a Jaguar, and that's him right there. And every time he did a video, he was always sunshiny and clear out. And VW Darren started saying it's John Kerry Day, and I just sort of picked up on it. So, whatever. Several things. First off, this hood ain't fitting right, and I don't know if it's the fenders or what, but you can see the front valence is fitting really good. The hood, no matter what we do, you can see it. Big gap here, close gap here. Don't know if it's the fenders. Get a pretty good body line gap going along here. Yeah, I'll close it. See that? Not too shabby of one going along here, but still right here. And then plus these don't line up. So I gotta set the camera down. Hang on, guys. Sorry about that, needed the hood back open again. So this is a question to all the professional body guys out there. From this bolt, crossover to this bolt is 66¼ inch. From that bolt, okay, to this bolt is 66¼ inch. It tells me the front end's square. I wonder if, and these are OEM, that company, OEM fenders. So I wonder if they stamped the fenders that got the bolt hole locations wrong, where the hinges bolt up. I don't know. But that's where we're at right now. We're going to be tinkering with this and trying to figure it out and see what we come up with. I think I'll just try to line up the points to the point and see where we're at right there and go from there. Another thing, cold air kit came in, and this is pretty nice kit. This panel goes right in there like that, and then they give you a seal for the hood and everything. So this is everything to do it. Remember correctly, I showed you the email before. Guy Smith from Spectre sat there and he gave me all this. And this is what in order it goes on. So we first start with the 99033, which is somewhere over in here. Where is it? Yeah, we start with this, and then we just, as the order that he wrote it, the parts on, we wrote it and go to then. Big, massive 4-inch. I ended up borrowing a big tubing cutter from a buddy of mine to cut it, and that's it. So this will be another project tinkering on. Got Mr. Gasket copper header gaskets, and I did that just to make sure in case I do strip this whole thing down. But I know we put the subframe in right. I know we did, but in case I did, I just had header gaskets sitting here. So that's where we're at on the car. Now this section of the video is for ASIC Eric. He's putting his 4-link in, and I forgot whose company he's using. Mine's a Heights, and she wanted to see the difference between the two, and they're pretty similar, believe it or not. But mine's just a little different in the way it goes in. Air Ride Air Ride is he using? I can't remember who's he using, but he just started on the back, and I think he got the front. He did the front suspension in on his Camaro, and he's a third generation. Yeah, I think. I don't know. God, I'm guessing. I'm speculating at this point. So on this, and I'm going to have a couple of still shots to go along with this, but right here, you can see where the grade 8 bolts are, is where this bracket here and an end right here is where this bracket went in, and then this is where the old bump stop used to be for the rear end, if I remember correctly, and you put that in, and that's how you lined up the bracket. This bracket, if you look, is the Panhard bar and the upper shock bracket and the sway bar bracket. Then you came down here, and with a panel, and hold on, let me get down here, and you got these into the side of the frame. There's 4 bolts, and then there's 4 bolts going to a panel into the back of the car, and I'll show you that the upper link hits to, and the lower link goes into the shock perch of where the not the shock perch but the spring perch where the spring is. And then you got I see my subframe connectors going across. So this is and again, like I said, I'm going to have some still shots for it, but this is the upper shock bracket right here and the Panhard bar bracket. The rear end is the Curry rear end. I just Ford 9-inch 370 gears. I just happen to like Curry product better than most others. And it's like I said, guys, it comes down to personal preference on this. The other thing I did back here is I tapped the frame and I screwed a bolt in, then I welded it in, and that's my ground, and this is the central ground for everything. I still have another ground all the way up in the front of the car that takes it to the battery. Fuel injection is really funny. Electronic fuel injection is really funny on the ground, so you got to make sure you have good grounds. So let me get a flashlight. Ooh, this one's dead. I'll have to get some D-size batteries. So there's that panel right there that goes into the car. I'll put the light a little above it. That you bolt in, and it bolts in, and you got them on both sides. So that's basically the way my suspension went together, Eric. Like I said, I'll put a couple still shots on this, and you'll be able to see how it went together. When I put it together, I got still shots of it. So not going to be working on the car. I'm smoking ribs today. It's for Kenny. He's coming up for dinner, and I'm going to smoke some ribs. And also a couple of YouTube viewers sat there and wanted to know how I do ribs, so there will be another video probably loaded up tomorrow on how I do ribs. Yeah, or if Kenny does one today, I don't know. But I'm going to smoke. I got 2 racks of baby back and 2 racks of St. Louis. So, and we are definitely stocked with beer. So that's all for today. Today, like I said, the video is mostly for ASIC Eric. Stop over and see him. Oh, and I got a mail call. I got a couple of mail calls. Let's see, where is his? Here it is, Second Chance Garage. So stop in and see him. He's doing a real nice job on that Camaro. Let's see, who do we got? I forgot about these. Love's Garage. Busman 54. He's got a Volkswagen bus. I haven't stopped in to check on his channel, so I can't tell you what it is, but I will now that I got his sticker, and I could find, and I'll try to do a search for him. And then the other one I got was from Dave Johnson, and Dave's Cage, and this is a nice sticker too. And Stroke Firebird, Stroke Firebirdable on the garage. So check these two guys out. So yeah, Dave's got, yep, check these two guys out. And again, most of this video was for ASIC Eric. I'm not doing any work on the car. We got ribs cooked, going to be smoking. Takes 4 hours to smoke the ribs. I'll probably get the smoker fired up and warmed up by about 1 o'clock, and then there'll be another video of me doing ribs for everybody who was interested in it. So before I start really babbling, that's all I got for now, and when I get back to work on this thing, I'll turn this back on. Later, guys. Oh, one more thing. This is Roger, Fireman 164. Roger, can you do me a favor? Can you measure the hood hinge mounting bolts to this bolt on both fenders? I want to check these to see, because all these have to be off as a 1/16 of an inch, and that's roughly what it's off, as a 1/16. So if you can give me where the hinge location, where the hinge bolts up to the fender, and it's right there and right there to that bolt, or to this bolt, I don't care, but if you give me that, we'll try to sort this thing out. So again, before I start babbling, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for leaving comments, and you guys have a good one. Later.